What's going on, good people? Winter is coming review, NXT Wargames preview. I don't think I told Casey before this that we were doing both at the same time. But anyway, if Casey wants to stick around for the Wargames preview, he can. We're going to start out with the AEW Winter is coming review, or whatever we want to call it, because we're not going to talk. I think we're going to talk
Actually,
about the
winter
points.
is here. Winter's here right now.
I don't think winter is technically here. When does winter start? Casey, you know these things.
The 21st of December.
Well,
but no, it's here
well,
right
winter
now.
is not here.
No,
then.
It's here for me. When it's cold, it's here. It's here.
That
now.
is the exact point of winter not being here right now, actually. But anyway, exciting. Definitely, I think it was an exciting show. Got a lot to talk about from this show. But real quick, want to give you a chance. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like, share the video. If you're watching on YouTube, same. Well, no, you can give us a like too, and subscribe, and share the video. And if you want to listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, several different platforms. On the review tonight and preview tonight, we have Casey, DJ, and why did I start with Casey? Anyway, Casey, DJ, and Justin, and and all that good jazz. But it should be fun. Should be a good discussion. I'm excited to talk about this show because I really enjoyed it, especially winter is coming, and then of course preview the War Games. So we'll be right back after this quick message, not from our sponsor.
Let's get it.
And welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And your
And we want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid.
They're fat.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, here we are, getting ready for this winter is coming, not preview, but review. Definitely should be very interesting to talk about, because I enjoyed the show. I thought it was good. Overall, I thought it was good. It's typical AEW to me. Like, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, there were some hit and miss points to me, but some of the cooler moments were cool. Some of the other moments were not. And even before we went live, I was kind of like, there were some parts I cared about, and there were some parts I didn't. And I feel like Sting was one of them. Kenny winning the title was the other. The Impact little partnership was the other, on top of that other Kenny Omega winning. But other than that, I was just kind of like, the show was okay, but besides those two moments, nothing else like stood out to me where I was like, I gotta watch that. And of course, what are wrestling friends for when they spoil the best part of the show for you? Not gonna name names on the panel here, but it was one of these two fellas, and I'm sure Casey will let you know who it was. But nonetheless, but I still like felt excited to watch the show, even though I knew that Sting was coming. And then of course I was in the group chat learning about the Impact thing, but like I didn't know how it happened, so it was still exciting to watch because I didn't know how some of the stuff happened. I just knew because even Justin had told me about the Impact thing too, that there was something, and I wish he would have said that about Sting. He should have been like, you should just watch the show. But nonetheless, I'm gonna stop getting on Justin. But nonetheless, I was excited. I think overall the show was okay. I think the highs were highs and the lows I didn't care about. So that was kind of my overall thoughts. And I guess we'll probably jump into the we'll jump into the main event actually first. But overall thoughts, guys, of how you felt about kind of what we had going on with Winter is Coming.
First of all,
real quick, it was not better than I'll tell you this, it was not better than Halloween Havoc. If we're talking about specials that were on live TV, it was not better than Halloween Havoc. I will put that there. I will put that on my mama.
Wait. DJ Mama! First of all, somebody needs to comment on this video or the live stream and tell DJ that we need to update the intro.
That intro is incredible and timeless. Okay, I think I'm probably gonna keep it around, and I'll probably try to get the rest of the intros from you and just use them all interchangeably or something. I don't know. We'll figure out something because you got plenty of intros that you sent me that I probably will never find again. But we're gonna find them or we'll recreate them. We'll just wear wigs as all the people that did them, and it'll work.
Okay. I don't really think, personally to me, I didn't think there was really lows in this match or in this show. Like there was nothing really bad in the show. It was just, the two big, high parts or high spots or whatever. And then I felt like the rest of it was, for AEW, a solid show. It wasn't anything to write home about. It didn't knock you out of the park, but it wasn't. We've seen worse shows. We've seen worse Raws and SmackDowns. It was a good, solid show. It kept you interested, I felt like.
Well, I mean, what do you think about it in comparison to its NXT counterpart with the last live show they did, which I think was Halloween Havoc. If I'm not mistaken, that was the last Wednesday live special on USA that they did.
I mean, I think, to me, for the most part, comparing NXT to AEW for me is just who do I like more in certain matches. Who do I like on the roster more? And there's certain guys that I like more on NXT. There's certain guys that I like more on AEW. Now, I will bring up something that Adam says quite a bit, and it makes sense, is that AEW doesn't make sense with their booking and their writing. I mean, I love Kazarian. Don't get me wrong. Why the hell was he in a singles match with Chris Jericho? That didn't make any sense to me at all.
For the first time ever.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but why?
I mean, if you watched last week, you would understand why they're in a match.
Yeah, well, I didn't. So why?
Oh, it's because
and
MJF.
Why didn't they explain it to us?
Because MJF sucker punched. I'll tell you this for the quick. So MJF sucker punched. It was Christopher Daniels, and then it was Kazarian who gave MJF a sucker punch. So they go like, oh, you know what? Let's just set up Jericho and MJF. Not MJF. Jericho and Kazarian for the first time ever. So that's basically how that got set up.
So hold up. Daniels gets sucker punched, and Kazarian faces Jericho. What?
Yeah, I know. That's the part that doesn't make sense. You think it'll be MJF and Kazarian, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
You punched me in the face. Now that guy's gonna face that guy.
and then MJF goes backstage. You're like, who sucker punches somebody? Go like, why would you do? Like doing this whole heel promo. Like it's funny.
And that was one of the lows. Not that it was a bad match. It was just I didn't care about it because I had no reason to care about it. Besides, Chris Jericho, Kazarian, together in a match, first time, that was it. That was the only thing. Justin, real quick, overall thoughts. I do have a point to make about AEW that I'll probably make every time we watch AEW. But
I think this was probably one of their best shows that Dynamite has ever had. From last year to this year, this is probably their favorite. Not wrestling wise, but moments wise, with the Sting debut and the stuff that happened at the end. I think this is really, they did some really good booking here on this show, and I'm just excited to see what happens next week on Dynamite and see what happens, on Tuesday with Impact. It's going to be interesting here, though. It's going to be very interesting.
definitely. We'll get into the main event, so you kind of, if you didn't watch the show, you kind of understand. If you didn't watch the show, you kind of understand what he means by that. Just in case you're watching a review to know what happened, so you didn't have to watch it. But what I do love about AEW, and and I feel like this is like cliche, especially for us to say now because we say it all the time. But I feel like AEW gives us like an old school feel, and I guess that will kind of trigger into the main event a little bit. But like AEW, like for whatever reason, and like I said, there are some things that miss with me in terms of it could just be characters, it could just be certain things I just don't like, but I love the seriousness of it. I love the making it feel like a sport with the records and like stuff like that. Like some of the little things that AEW does that we really haven't. Well, I haven't personally seen in wrestling a lot as of late. Kind of treating it as a sport. We always talked about that, and we kind of harped on WWE for not doing that. So now it's cool to see AEW kind of take it a little bit further and actually do that. Like, and when I say it feels a little old school, and feel free to chime in, whenever either one of you'd like. With AEW, like I like some of the little things that they do with having a cameraman in the hallway to watch Jon Moxley do his entrance. Like that's cool. That like, and it's like something that's missing. Like not to say that everybody needs to be followed down the hallway every time they walk to the ring, but like certain guys, like that's what made Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley feel big to me. Is Kenny Omega's entrance was completely different than Jon Moxley's entrance, albeit Jon Moxley does come through the crowd, but still, even then, think about it. Like for some reason, it gave me like, and I know people will laugh at this, but it gave me like Rock Austin vibes a little bit in the way that it was presented. Not necessarily, I'm not gonna necessarily say the star power is on the same level, but in the way that it was presented, it gave me Rock Austin vibes because I remember watching Stone Cold and Moxley walks similarly. He has that little like almost like arrogant strut about him. And it gave me this like Austin Rock vibe because like I remember seeing Austin come out for a big match and he's being, recorded walking down the hallway with his title. That was cool. That was cool to me. Like I enjoyed that. That was fun. Like that made me like, okay, like there's little things like that are missing in wrestling, I think a lot now, that really add to how big this match is, considering it's just a normal Dynamite. Yes, it is kind of one of those weekly or monthly specials or whatever, but like you made me feel like it's that way, and a lot of it's in how it's presented. Because I'm not gonna say that AEW is like the most highly budgeted show. Look, as far as its aesthetic, but at the same time, they have this way of making moments feel bigger.
Well, to kind of play off of that, or to add to that, DJ, you kind of know this about me. I've always been, the kind of fan that I would rather a smaller budget. I like the old school. Well, and AEW kind of reminds me of this in a way, but like the old Impact, back when it was in the Asylum. Like I like that. It's kind of, it's not super bright. It's not, it's not the lights everywhere.
You don't
It's
have
not,
LED boards everywhere and all
yeah,
that.
it's not raw. It's its own thing, and you don't have to focus fully on the aesthetic of the entrance or the arena. You could focus on the storytelling in the ring and the wrestlers and all that. So I like that, but I also like that just in general, AEW has like really cool entrances. Like I love Darby Allin's entrance. I love that he comes in that side door, on his skateboard. Just little things like that. That it's not just, oh, another guy coming out through the curtain. Oh, another guy coming out through the curtain. That gets kind of boring after a while. Give me something different, you know?
and those camera angles do that. You know, like me coming, you know, me as a, because you got to remember we're looking at, so that camera following John Moxley to the ring, or him coming towards you to the ring, that's me. He's coming towards me. You know, that's cool. Like, I like that. Yeah, I agree. Having those little
and kind of to add to that, going back to again Impact, I remember back, you know, again the earlier days, you know, when they had like that tunnel that they would come out, and there would be a camera like on their back, like watching them come through, like walk through the tunnel. Little unique things like that kind of, you know, set you apart and, like, you know, make you a little bit different than every other wrestling company.
And I think too, oddly enough, that we talked about this when we talked about Full Gear, but they ditched the cleaner thing tonight, didn't they? They finally like did. I'm pretty sure they did, Justin.
Think so.
They ditched.
I heard him.
No, when he
I mean,
when Justin Roberts announced him.
Oh yeah, they ditched that, but like I heard on the commentary, you know, them calling him the cleaner and stuff.
Okay, maybe I didn't pay attention enough, but like that was interesting to me because we just talked about it. You know how it didn't make sense, and it was kind of one of those things that should have maybe been left in Japan. But I mean, I liked it. Because I do love Justin Roberts. I think he does a good job. It's Justin, right? I'm not like tripping over his name.
Yeah, it's Justin Roberts.
For some reason, it felt like I was saying something that I wasn't trying to say. But yeah, I love his, you know, ring announcing style. He makes everything feel that much bigger. I think he said far too much about Kenny when he was coming out. I was like, I mean, you gonna tell us his whole backstory during this entrance or what? But that was kind of weird. But nonetheless, I mean, overall, in terms of this match, I thought it was good. I thought it started out kind of slow. Talking about the main event, it started out a little bit slow, and like even when they were outside of the ring, like it wasn't that I was disinterested. It just felt like it was a little lethargic. It was a little slow. But then once they really got going, I enjoyed it, which is a lot of times with me. Some matches start out slow, and then once it kind of gets going, I get more into it. But overall, good match. I think they worked well together. Of course, they've worked together before. I think they worked together like a year or so ago in that.
Yeah, it was that Full Gear. It was in the Lights Out match.
Yeah. So I mean, they have experience working with each other, and I think this was another indication of that. And I think they did well. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was I thought it was a very entertaining finish. With Don Callis coming out and being involved, but like acting like he's not involved. But then at the end, you realize he is involved. With the whole mic shot and everything, he came out and was like, you know, well, Moxley threw Omega into the heater or something like that. And then Callis is kind of like trying to be like, you know, what, calm down, which was interesting because it was like Moxley was almost like turning heel here. But then the ending makes you feel like Omega turned heel at the same time, because he threw him into the heater, and Don Callis is like, you know, not necessarily stop the match, but just like, you know, he's hurt, you know, give him a second, he's hurt, and then didn't Moxley knock him? Moxley knocked him down, right? And that's how the mic got in the ring.
Yeah, that's how it got into the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, so the mic got into the ring, and they had some sort of gentleman's agreement. I haven't been watching AEW week after week, so I don't necessarily. I mean, I guess it was no weapons or something like that. Because when Moxley brought in the chairs earlier, they mentioned the gentleman's agreement on commentary. But he ended up hitting him with the microphone, and then hitting the one-winged angel? Is that what it's called? His finisher?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I got it all right. But hit the one-winged angel, and ended up winning. Ended up winning the title, and then Don Callis and him kind of flee, and after the match, the guy backstage was like, you know, can we get a word? And he stopped for like a second and said, you'll have to find out on Impact Wrestling. And I thought that was cool. I knew that something was gonna go down with Impact and AEW coming into the show, but I mean that's kind of cool because it kind of blurs those little rival lines or whatever. Since I guess every wrestling company are rivals at this point or something. Like I thought it was cool because like I thought it was cool, but I hope it doesn't become overdone. Because a lot of the stuff that we see that like this isn't the first time we've seen something like this, but we haven't in a while. I don't think. I don't think we've had something like this where Impact's over here, AEW's over here. We haven't seen something like this in quite some time from two companies this big. I mean, I know Ring of Honor in
not
Japan
since
did something.
like 2001. That's
Yeah.
like not since the whole big invasion angle.
Mm-hmm. So I mean that was cool, and like even with the invasion angle, it wasn't two separate companies. Like these are literally legit two separate companies.
Yeah, because because McMahon, they bought out WCW
right
at that point.
Right. So I mean, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna watch Impact this week. I've been trying to catch up on Impact. I'm almost there. Trying to catch up
and
on
this week they have us and then so next week they have a special. It's like the final like Impact special of the year. It's like Final Resolution or something like that.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. And I'm interested to see, since Final Resolution is that close, will they have maybe a title defense on Final Resolution? Because of course, I know you got Rich Swann and who is he facing? I don't know why I can't think of it right now, but who is he facing? I can't think of
Rich Swann and Chris Bay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Chris Bay.
And Chris Bay. So, and I just saw it. I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but I wonder if they're gonna do something with it. I wonder if they're gonna have the AEW champion defend in some way or something. Or maybe even show up or whatever, just to kind of keep that going. That'd be interesting. But overall, I thought the main event was good. Like I said, started out slow to me. As it built, it was better, and then the ending, of course, was pretty fun and pretty epic. I felt like, and I really enjoyed it. Justin, what was your kind of thoughts on the main event and the kind of partnership that Impact and AEW may have?
I really enjoyed this match, but I don't think it was better than their Lights Out match, and maybe because this was just like a AEW Dynamite, just a normal TV special, and that there were some commercials during this. Like this could have been, easily this could have been on a pay-per-view, but they give it away on free television. I'm not going to complain about that. But I thought the match was fun. It was fine. I like how we saw a whole bunch of V triggers in this match. Like this, a whole bunch of V triggers. I also like that spot you were talking about with the heater when Jon Moxley hit the paradigm shift. That was nice. They tried to do that whole like concussion angle, like that Omega's hurt. He has concussion. And I kind of do agree with you, like how I feel like the fans and like they were trying to make Moxley kind of look like a heel a little bit during this match. Like I feel like the fans were churning on him. That's what it felt like to me. But instead they did a flip here. Omega. But I also like how they brought the chairs into the ring. How they started slapping each other. That was pretty cool in the match. There's one thing I have a gripe about. I wish that when Kenny Omega was doing the One Wing Angel, I wish that Don Callis was still on commentary at that point, saying hook the leg, because in his matches back in Japan when Don Callis announcing his matches, that's what he said. He said hook the leg, like in his match against Okada and all that. So I kind of wish that Don Callis would have said that, but I thought it was awesome. It was time for Moxley to lose the title here. I think it was the right moment, and who knows, maybe they have a rematch at the next pay-per-view at AEW Revolution. And maybe Moxley becomes the first ever the second time AEW champion, because we had Jericho and then we had Moxley, and now we have Omega, and then have a first ever 2-time champion. That could be interesting. But apparently, I think there's like a reason why they took the title off him, because I think at Wrestle Kingdom this next year, they don't want like John Moxley, like no, they want Omega. They want the title being defended at Wrestle Kingdom, the AEW Championship being defended at Wrestle Kingdom, and I guess they want Omega defending the title or something. But I think it's.
Does it have anything
Go
to
ahead.
do with Moxley potentially taking time off sometime soon? Because of course, Renee Young's
yeah, because he is going to be taking. Yeah, and he also Moxley still has the NJPW United States Championship. He still has that, which I don't know when he's going to defend that again.
Well, and if they were gonna,
you would think
if they were gonna defend the AEW Championship on Wrestle Kingdom, they wouldn't want him defending both of them on the same night, I guess, too.
True. But yeah, I think that he does want to take some time off also. But no, it was a good match. It was really fun, and especially with the ending there, with the whole microphone and all of that. That turning Omega heel, that was awesome. And then when Alex Marvez is trying to interview him at the end there, he says, "Tune in on Tuesday." He goes like, everybody goes like, "Tuesday." Like, what? He goes like,
yeah, that was cool.
Dynamite's on Wednesdays. He goes like, he'll be on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. I go like this just helps out both companies. This helps elevate Impact. And you got those Impact haters go like, "Oh, this is gonna be terrible." Like, why does it have to be Impact Wrestling? Why can't it be a different company? But like, why can't people just why can't we just all enjoy wrestling? I mean, like, who cares what company it is? Like, don't complain like about, this company's better. Oh, this company's better. Like, it's just weird with wrestling fans and stuff.
Well, and the funny part is, I bet they find a way to watch it just because they want to see, like, and that's one of the things we talked about before. Not necessarily with AEW in particular, but just in general, especially with Impact. Something with the star power and guys that they had brought back. That was what we had talked about before. Previously we were saying, it. You got to do some things to make me want to watch, especially some of the haters, some of the people who just don't. I haven't watched Impact since blah blah blah. So this'll AEW diehards are gonna want to see what Kenny Omega's gonna say on Impact. No matter how long ago you may have watched Impact, or if you even felt like Impact still existed, you're gonna go watch now. And what it does is it brings a sense. I personally think it brings a sense of legitimacy back to Impact. Not that I had lost it, but to some of these other fans, because a lot, if AEW, if you feel like AEW is here, right, for example, and you think Impact is so much lower, you're more likely to respect Impact because they're working with AEW, because AEW respects Impact enough to do this,
Mm-hmm. And one thing I have a gripe I want them to do with Impact. See, if they're going to be having this whole partnership together, I want Matt Stryker to be on commentary. Get Madison Rain off commentary. I can't stand her on commentary. And also get Josh Matthews off commentary. I can't stand him either. And also trying to watch Twitch sometimes, it's hard for me to watch that with watching. Who's Brian Cage's Melissa Santos? I can't stand hearing her talk during every commercial break. I just can't stand that.
I think Josh Matthews is fine.
No. Josh. Okay, actually, I accept. I actually rather listen to Michael Cole than Josh Matthews.
I think Josh Matthews and Don Callis were like a perfect. I think they meshed very well together. Him and Madison Rain.
I'd rather.
It was like they were trying too hard or something. But I mean,
and also
the little bit I did watch
also.
with him and Matt Stryker, I thought was good.
Hmm. But yeah. I say, have Matt Stryker on commentary. And, I wish that Don Callis would go back to, doing commentary. But, I kind of understand, how he's the executive. And, it seems like he's going to be more in a management role for, for Kenny Omega here. But I think it's going to be interesting, seeing, different wrestlers, maybe come over to AEW, like Rich Swann, Deonna Purrazzo, or maybe even seeing the Good Brothers. Because I remember the Good Brothers tweeting a while back, saying how they want to have a match with the Young Bucks over here, like so that they can have some dream matches. So there's a lot of things that can go good for this.
Yeah, I agree. Casey, thoughts on the main event and the partnership with Impact?
I didn't really watch the main event because I was kind of speeding through to watch the Sting thing and then to watch the end with the whole Impact deal or whatever. But first of all, what is the deal with Impact, or not Impact, but AEW? All the announcers turning into managers. Like first it was Taz, who like has been a manager for like 15 years now, or has been a announcer for like 15 years now, or commentator, whatever. And now all of a sudden he's a manager, and now Don Callis is. I mean, I don't have a problem with it being a manager myself, but like it's just it's weird, and it's noticeable too. It's not like they spread them out, but
well, if JR
anyway.
becomes a manager, we're all doomed.
Also, one thing I want to add before you move on, I kind of want to add like how Impact, so they taped the whole rest of their shows, so I wonder how they're going to like add this whole Kenny Omega thing into it. I mean, I know they can go back and like edit some things, but like I wonder how it's going to work here.
Well, with them not having fans, I think editing is not as hard anymore because they don't have fans. So I mean, I can throw you out there at any point and clip that into the show like it's nothing. I think. But
yeah.
Anything else you had, Casey?
Well, I think first of all the title change made perfect sense because I'm pretty sure they are going to be having a baby soon. So I think he does need to take time off for that. So it made sense. I'm excited, and this is another thing. Like I kind of like DJ said, give us a reason to tune into Impact. And this is a perfect reason for. I'm like, I try to watch Impact every week. I don't get to watch it like. I don't remember to watch it on Tuesdays every week, but I try to at least watch it by the, before the next episode to kind of have an idea what's going on. But this makes me want to tune in on Tuesday. Like I want to actually watch it Tuesday night to see what's going on. And I think Impact needs to try to focus on doing that more, get your viewership up, get your ratings up, have people watch it live, like when it's actually on, and I'm definitely excited to see what this brings, if this is going to be a long-term kind of like business partnership, I think would be cool. It would be awesome to see guys like, Daniels and Kazarian back, having a match on Impact again. There's a bunch of guys that would be cool to see in Impact. There would be a bunch of guys from Impact that would be cool to see on AEW. Kind of, even if they did sort of like a talent exchange kind of a thing, or something. I think that helps both of them. And like you were saying, we haven't seen anything like this in years. I think the last time we really saw any sort of business partnership between two mainstream companies was back the mid 90s when ECW was working with WWE, and a lot of people don't even remember that. So this is definitely a cool, good news. I want to see what Kenny's gonna do on Impact. Is he gonna have a match? Is he gonna cut a promo? What's going on with that? So I'm definitely excited to tune into Impact next week.
Let's jump into the Sting debut, or you could say return to TNT, whichever one you want to say. After the tag team match with Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin, we're going against Powerhouse Hobbs and why can't I think of my guy's name right here?
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Stark. I don't know why I can never think of that man's name.
Yeah, I can't ever think of his name for the longest time. I'm like, what's his name? I know it's Starks. Tony? No, not Tony. No, Ricky? Yeah, Ricky Starks.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a pretty good match. I like Powerhouse Hobbs. He did some cool little power moves. And Darby's weird but cool. And Cody looks huge. That like especially when they do a little silhouette thing with his entrance. Like he looks like he has hit the gym for the last year all day long. Like that man looks so I don't know. Like I was like, is this Cody or is this some other dude? Like who is this man? And I mean it's been like that lately, especially. And I know they even mentioned it on AEW that he's gotten bigger. But after this match, they were attacking. Who was it? It was Taz's group, which I can't think of their name either. I don't know the names of the factions right off. Except for the inner
Team
circle.
Taz.
Is it Team Taz? Oh, is that simple?
It's Team Taz.
Team Taz attacked Arn Anderson, Cody, Darby, all those guys. And then the lights go out. They were actually about to, I think, murder Cody and Arn. Like it looked like. And then the lights go out and Sting appears. Well, we saw a little vignette type thing, and then Sting appears, which was cool. And it was cool to hear Tony Schiavone say it's Sting again. I thought that was really cool. But I mean, this debut was cool. Like even though I didn't know when it was gonna happen, but I knew Sting had showed up on AEW. It was still cool to me. Like it still was like, ooh, okay, hey Sting, whoa, okay. It's still it was still fun. It was still enjoyable. And I really enjoyed it. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Sting. I think Casey is too. I guess we all are technically, but curious to see what exactly they're gonna do. Are they gonna have him in the ring? Can he even wrestle anymore? Is it gonna be more of a is this a one-off? I don't think it's a one-off, but is it a one-off? Is it a
Yeah, because they said that he's signed to a multi-year deal with AEW.
Yeah. So I mean, and I don't remember how old he is, but he's getting up there. So I mean,
I think he's like in his 60s.
I heard 60,
or something like
8
that.
or something, 69, something like that. Which I wouldn't believe he's that old, but I guess it's possible. But I mean, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. This is cool to me. Real quick, Justin, what are your thoughts?
He's
on,
61.
Okay, 61. What are your thoughts on Sting's return to TNT debut in AEW?
So for the match, I thought it was an alright match, but with seeing Sting debut, oh man. See, I saw this I saw the lights go dark. I go like, ooh, this is interesting. I go like, is Shaquille O'Neal finally going to show up here? Because a few weeks ago they say, with having what's her face? I can't think of her name on top of my head right now. Jade. I think her name is Jade or something like that. I go like, oh, is it Shaq here? And I saw some glaciers. I saw some ice and stuff. I'm like, who is this glacier or something? Like, what the heck's going on here? And then I see the letters say Sting go across there. I go like, oh my god, I freaking lose it, dude. I just mark out so hard. I was trying to FaceTime you, DJ, as this was going on because I almost started I had some tears in my eyes. Like oh my god, Sting. And I like how Sting, he went over around the ring to everybody. He stared down Arn Anderson, And then he even went to Darby Allin. He was like, "Yeah, I bet Darby Allin, as a kid, he was a Stinger once as a kid." And I also like how he went up to Cody, had like a little face-to-face confrontation with him. And another thing I like during this, I like how on the commentary team they were saying, "Oh, it's been since 2001 of March 31st. That was the last WCW Nitro he was on TNT." So I like how they were kind of going back on the date there. So that was pretty cool. But no, this was awesome seeing Sting debut, and like he just said, I'm just wondering like what type of role is he going to be in over here? Like, is he going to be wrestling? Because I don't want him I wouldn't mind a match here and there, but I don't want them to do what they did in TNA where they have him wrestle every single week to feel like he's just a normal guy on the roster. Because I want this to feel special. And I guess WWE didn't want him anymore. I go like, you know what? We got him in the Hall of Fame. We finally got that checked off. He's in the Hall of Fame. We had him for a while, but I felt like that WWE just had thought of him as like another WCW guy. Go like, oh yeah, it's all right. It's cool that we have Sting, but yeah, we're not going to do very much with him. So he'll go where he feels more appreciated, and he feels more appreciated in AEW. Then I like that.
Well, I mean, he did get a almost career-ending injury in WWE, so
true. And people are comparing this to like when Sting, like these AEW fans are comparing this to like Goldberg's. When Goldberg came back, they're like, "Oh man, this is gonna be terrible. Like, why is Sting here? He's so old. Like I just can't. I don't know. Like just chill, people. Like." You haven't even saw the whole thing play out yet. We don't even know what he's going to do yet. But I like that. I really enjoyed that. I marked the hell out for this.
Casey, what were your thoughts on the debut?
First of all, I was very impressed with AEW because, I mean, obviously it was spoiled for like DJ because DJ didn't watch. If you didn't watch AEW live, it was spoiled for you because like everyone, as soon as it happened, it was literally all over social media. It was all everywhere. But before that, like they kept this under wraps pretty well from what I had seen because I hadn't heard anything about Sting coming to AEW or anything like that. And in today's day and age with technology, it is so hard to keep anything like this a surprise. I think the last big surprise that, was successfully kept was the Hardys returning at WrestleMania. Other than that, like you find out everything on Twitter and on Instagram, the week before it happens because it leaks somehow. But this was exciting. I have mixed feelings because as a kid, Sting was my favorite wrestler. I absolutely loved Sting growing up. But then you see, I didn't like what they did with him in Impact. I didn't like what they did with him in WWE. Now it's like, okay, now he's in AEW. What are they going to do with him? And I'm also kind of torn because it's like on one hand, okay, if he has a match, cool. But at the same time, if he has a match, who does he face? And there were rumors going around that he faced off with Darby Allin, so he's gonna have a match with Darby Allin. Okay, let's say he has a match with Darby Allin or anybody on the AEW roster. If he goes over, what does that do for the talent that he's facing? Doesn't help them at all. Now, if he puts them over, they just beat an absolute legend, and that doesn't make sense. So it's kind of like, how do you book this and make it make sense both ways? How do you make it worth it? And I don't know how they're going to do it. Again, I don't know if he's going to have any matches or anything. He may just be there as like, on, a non-active on-screen role, or, kind of like Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake and all them, and just kind of be, the kind of a mentor or something like that. I don't know. But I was definitely excited about it. I'm excited to see what he has to say next week, because they said he's going to speak next week. So I'm looking forward to that. But it was good.
And I think the last thing from Winter is Coming that kind of struck me was the inner circle type thing with the possible breakup, the intervention next week. That's interesting. Um, I'm kind of intrigued to see what's going to happen with that. Um, very, very intrigued. I love Chris Jericho's theme song, by the way. I've been singing it all freaking day.
That song is really catchy.
Yeah.
Also, I think we talked about this the other day, how he's a heel and everyone sings his theme music, which doesn't make any sense. Like, stop it. No. Either turn him face or change his music, because no, it doesn't. No, stop.
Casey, Justin, any other thoughts on Winter is Coming before we get into the preview for Wargames?
I mean, maybe about the whole inner circle thing. I thought that was kind of interesting, because you just have MJF finally joining the inner circle here like a few weeks ago, and then now they're like, oh, they're kind of teasing the breakup here. Like, what? Like, then what was really the point of this? For maybe MJF to this kind of cause some friction with the inner circle and like cause a breakup. I have no idea like really what was the point of it then. But I think it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, that's about all I have on it.
All right. So NXT Takeover Wargames. We'll do a little preview here for that. I'm excited. Now I know there's 2 Wargames matches and a couple of other matches on this card that I think are good enough to kind of excite you and get you going. So that should be fun. I think there should be some good matches. Are you guys excited about this show? I don't know much about this show storyline wise. I'm kind of excited to see Pat McAfee come back in the ring again. That'll be fun. And just Wargames in general. Wargames is such a unique concept, and I think it works. I think it works, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily timeless per se, but it's so unique in the way it's presented, and I think they do a good job with it. It may be timeless. Maybe I'm wrong, but are you guys excited about anything in particular, or?
Have you looked at this card?
I have. But
oh my god!
I have. And I'm still.
Oh my god!
I have, and like the War Games, of course, the main event excites me, but at the same time, like there's other matches on this card that I'm excited about, too. So I mean, I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this whole card. Like, you got the women's War Games match, which looks amazing. The men's with Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee or whatever they're being called. I don't know. Leon Ruff, which I haven't seen too much of Leon Ruff. I've heard a lot about him, but I haven't seen too much. But in a triple threat match with Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest, seems awesome. I love Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. Like, they could literally have any kind of match ever, and it would be the greatest thing on the card. And then Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. Like, that right there is worth the price of admission. even though COVID and you can't pay to get in. So,
I mean, they are
so
allowing
$9.99.
some fans.
oh shit, okay, I'll fly down there. But
Yeah, I agree. I think because like the concept of war games excites me anyway. But like I'm a little surprised they didn't have a North American title match on this card because it not
This
North
is
not
there's a North American title.
sorry cruiserweight title match on this card. Because Phantasma, that's not his name anymore. Uh, Escobar. What's his first name? Darn it, I can't think of it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Phantasma. Darn
yeah,
it. But
Legado del Fantasma.
I
Santos
like him.
Escobar.
I like him a lot. Yeah, Santos Escobar. I like him a lot, and I'm upset that he's not on this card because he's one of my favorites. That's the only reason I'm upset about it.
See, I feel like they should have gave the title to Isaiah Swerve Scott because
No.
I'm a fan of Swerve Scott.
No.
Yes.
Escobar is the best. The way they did that was amazing. With him taking the mask off and like turning it like still like Casey we talked about using a mask in your entrance before. Like I like his entrance too where he has the mask on and then he takes it off. I think that's cool. Who do you remember who that was, Casey? That we did talk about that, but like I can't remember who it was that we wanted to see do that. Was it an Impact?
I don't remember. I know we were talking about it, but I don't remember.
Because we were like, that would be really cool if he used the mask in the entrance, and now Escobar does it. But anyway, but yeah, this should be exciting. Starting with Ciampa and Thatcher. I like Timothy Thatcher a lot. Of course, I like Ciampa. Probably one of my favorites. It feels like Ciampa's just in NXT at this point. Like he's just like, you know what? We're good. I'm good down here. And he's just like in NXT at this point because he's always on the takeover card, but you never know what what kind of match he's gonna be in or who he's gonna be in it with. I mean, I like it though. I mean, I definitely think I'm excited for this one because I do like Timothy Thatcher. It's interesting that Timothy Thatcher is on this card because I like him, but I haven't seen much of him in terms of like what he's been doing in NXT because I haven't watched every week. But Ciampa wins.
I can
go ahead.
So like on the weekly shows, like he's been doing these type of like vignettes, like how he's kind of like been training like these type of younger wrestlers and stuff. And Tommaso Ciampa, he's kind of pissed off, like go like, hey, you need to quit bullying these guys, trying to, but not Tommaso Ciampa, but Timothy Thatcher thinks he's just, training them, but which in reality he's not, he's just being a bully to them. So Tommaso Ciampa's trying to stand up for them guys.
Okay.
That's basically the whole gist of this.
Yeah, because I haven't watched much of NXT weekly, so I'm kind of behind a little bit. I'm trying to watch a little bit of it before Sunday, but I don't know if I'll catch up in time. Now that they're 2-hour shows, hey,
or an hour and 26 minutes or so, something like that. If you watch it without the
sure.
commercials.
2 hours with commercials. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think Ciampa wins, even though he probably won't, because for some reason they just like them. They like to have Ciampa there to put over people. And this is shameful. He is one of the NXT's finest. He should win. But anyway, Casey, who you got? What you think of this match? Talk to me.
First of all, if they can't hack it, that's not bullying, okay? That is weeding out the weak. All right. Welcome to the wrestling business, boys. Weeding out the weak. I want to say Thatcher, but I feel like Tommaso always comes, finds a way to get the win, finds a way to, overcome So I'm gonna go with Tommaso, but he's on upset alert. He's on upset alert.
Justin.
After seeing what happened last week, seeing Tommaso Ciampa, get choked out by Timothy Thatcher, I'm gonna say that Tommaso Ciampa wins here because, like you said, DJ, Tommaso Ciampa, you don't know really what he's doing right now. I'm saying, like, with a loss here, like, unless they're gonna move him up to the main roster, I would say have him win here. I say have Ciampa win this match. Yeah.
All right. Moving into Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes in a strap match, which is amazing. This feud has been hilarious and amazing at the same time. I'm gonna kick it to Justin. Let him give us the entire breakdown of this entire thing. And then because he probably knows even more than I do. But I'm excited because I remember, of course, seeing the thing they did at Halloween Havoc. And this is
the haunted house thing, or whatever it was.
Yeah, this has just been interesting. I've really enjoyed it. But Justin, take it away.
Yeah, so Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis, they've been feuding ever since what was it? Yeah, the not NXT Takeover. It was the NXT, Halloween Havoc special. And Cameron Grimes, he's been trying to run away from Dexter Lumis, every single week. And they've been having some of these gimmicky matches, like having them both like put have a mask over their face because Cameron Grimes, he hates looking at Dexter Lumis in the eyes. And when Cameron Grimes, when Dexter Lumis had the mask on, Cameron Grimes is not afraid of Dexter Lumis anymore. Because Dexter Lumis, he is a little creepy. If you look at him, he is a little psychopath. And I don't know, I cannot stand Dexter Lumis that much. I mean, not Dexter Lumis. I can't stand Cameron Grimes that much. I don't know why. I like him as Trevor Lee better. I don't know why. I just don't like this. This character is just, I don't know. He's annoying in my opinion. He's just annoying to me. But this match basically got set up to to keep them both together, so Cameron Grimes can't run away anymore.
He's just a North Carolina country boy. That's it. That's the character, bro.
That's the character. He's going straight to the moon.
Bruh, wait. Cameron Grimes and Trevor Lee are basically the same character. What? This man.
But I'm gonna say that Dexter Lumis wins here. Yeah, because Cameron Grimes, he's just been running away the whole time. So I think that Dexter Lumis is gonna get one up on him.
All right, Casey.
First of all, sir, that blindfold match was amazing. I loved it. It was fantastic. And if you ever say anything negative about these two gentlemen, I'm sending Dexter Lumis out to get you.
I wasn't saying negative things about Dexter Lumis. I like Dexter Lumis, even though he is creepy.
Negative.
He kind of. I mean, if I saw him in a dark alley, I would not want to mess with him. Like that.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up with him next to your bed.
He's gonna be under. Oh shit, dude! I might want to watch out.
Anyway, I think this is going to be a fantastic match because Cameron Grimes is incredible. He is one of the best characters in WWE, period. When they put the T at the end of period, I don't know why. I don't know why the kids do that. I don't get it. I'm old, I guess. But I still feel like Dexter Lumis
it's like
gonna...
saying loose instead of lose. I'm about to I loosed my phone.
I loosed my phone. Yeah. Also, apparently Jazz is back in AEW, I think.
Impact.
Impact?
Yeah, she's in the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament.
One of the two. Yeah. I was just going through the alumni page on WWE.com. But yeah, I thought that was weird. And she's bald. And I was like, okay, cool. She still scares me in ways I can't describe. Dexter Lumis, but I love Cameron Grimes. I do. I love him.
Okay. Like I said, I'm excited for this. Just because I think these two do some really good stuff together. Cameron Grimes is hilarious. So like that's why I think this works. And Dexter Lumis is creepy, so it works. They're perfect. Like Dexter Lumis is naturally creepy. Cameron Grimes is naturally funny. So there we go. I feel like WWE like should probably have a clinic on how to get huge, because Dexter Lumis is also bigger than he was when he was in Impact. So like it's like everybody's huge. But yeah, I'm excited. I think this is gonna be good, and of course, you know, the whole premise of the strap match, not being able to run or hide for Cameron Grimes, so that'll be fun, and it'll be interesting to see how he does try to run and hide, because you know it's gonna happen. So that'll be fun. But I'm gonna go with Dexter Lumis wins this one. I don't know who's won in the past. I think Dexter Lumis almost killed Cameron Grimes one time. But yeah, I'm going with Lumis. I think Lumis. To the North American title match, the North American champion Leon Ruff, Damian Priest, and Johnny Gargano go at it for the North American title, of course. This is interesting too. I don't know much about the storyline. I don't think there is much of a storyline besides Johnny and Damian were going at it before. Leon Ruff came and won the title, and now here we are. But go ahead, Justin. You know more.
So it was basically a few weeks ago, Johnny Gargano was doing like this spinning. It was like the wheel and like whatever person landed on that. So Johnny Gargano rigged it to go against Leon Ruff. I don't know why I keep saying Leo. So, and then Damian Priest, you know, he was out at ringside, you know, he was standing like in the crowd and stuff. So he was kind of being out there, you know, kind of to distract Gargano. And, you know, this was Johnny Gargano's first title defense. And you know how they deal with every Johnny Gargano title defense. He loses the title. And guess what? He lost the title here. And, you know, he was saying that, you know, this is a fluke. And it was funny, you know, Leon Ruff, he grabs the title. He runs up the stage with Damian Priest. They try to put the title around Leon Ruff, but the title goes straight to, like, drops down, like, you know, dropping his shorts basically. But no, he drops the title like down to his waist. So I thought that was funny because he can't even put the title around his waist. And then they had like a match the week after. No, yeah, they had a match the week after. Like it was a rematch for the title. But Damian Priest came out and took out Leon Ruff. Yeah, Damian Priest took out Leon Ruff, you know, so that Leon Ruff could retain the title that way by disqualification. And then Leon Ruff was saying, you know, hey, because they were talking about, it was Leon Ruff and Damian Priest talking about the stage. He goes like, hey, you think I'm a joke also, like everybody else in this company thinks I'm a joke. So it's like, you know what, I'll take on both of you guys, you know, because I could do this myself. And of course, it was last week they had Kevin Owens on. They had like the Kevin Owens show. And Leon Ruff, you know, he was getting a big hot head, you know, saying that he's going to beat Damian Priest and he's going to beat Johnny Gargano. But who I think's win this match? I think Leon Ruff's title reign is going to end here, and I think that Johnny Gargano is going to become the third. You know, he's going to win the North American Championship for the third time.
I disagree. I think Leon Ruff is going to survive and win, and he's going to retain the title. I think it's going to happen. He is a tiny little bugger, but he's going to survive. He's going to survive, and he's going to be still your North American title champion, not title. He's not gonna be the physical title. He's not that small, okay? Anyway, Casey.
I also think that Leon Ruff is going to retain because I think I think Gargano and Priest are going to be too focused on each other, and that's going to kind of be their downfall. And Leon's going to find some way to use that to his advantage to get the win. So I'm going with Leon, the rough one.
All right, moving into the female War Games match, which I'm excited about too. With Team Shotzi and Team Candice. Team Shotzi being Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai going up against Team Candice, which is Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm gonna say the faces win here because I think the heels got to win in the men's match, and I don't think you can have two face teams win in War Games back to back or two heel teams win in War Games back to back. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Team Shotzi. Team Shotzi wins. I'm interested to see what all they're gonna do in this match because War Games matches are crazy, and wild and ridiculous. So I'm excited to see exactly what's gonna happen. Especially with Shotzi because she's kind of crazy anyway. So that'll be interesting. I feel like somebody's jumping off top of the cage. It's gonna happen. Gotta happen. It's got to. So that'll be interesting. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. Let's go to Casey first.
I'm gonna go with the lady team. The team with the ladies. Cause yeah. So yeah, team Shotzi. Yeah.
All right, Justin.
This is a hard match for me to pick here. Because you got some really good stars on Team Shotzi, You got Ember Moon on here, Rhea Ripley. You got the NXT Women's Champion on here. But again, since they have the advantage, going into this match, I'm going to have to say the heel team wins here. I'm saying the heel team wins. I'm saying Team Candice wins here.
Wait, Team Canada?
No, it's
I thought
Candice.
the same thing.
I say Candice.
Okay.
Team Canada, yeah. Eric Young is in this, and Scott D'Amore,
Team Candice.
and P.D. Williams.
Who else? Keep it going.
I'm done.
You're
Bobby
keep it going.
Roode. Bobby Roode.
What's he doing? He's supposed to keep it going. To the men's War Game match, which I'm excited about. With of course the Undisputed Era and Team McAfee. Is it Team McAfee? What do they call?
Yeah, I don't think they have like a specific name.
They don't have an official name. Pete Dunne joined them recently, too, which was cool. I like this kind of like it's like an NXT UK type team or something. It's cool. I'm glad they're finally doing something with Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan because it took forever. Like we were like, these guys are awesome. NXT's like, we're not going to book them. So like, I'm glad they finally did something with them and put him with Pat, which was cool because we were all wondering like what they were going to do with Pat, and of course Pat can't take out the Undisputed Era by himself. So I think this has been cool. I want to see some of the like promo work and stuff that they've been doing to build up all of this stuff because I haven't really watched much NXT to know. But of course it already kind of had a backstory with Pat and Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era in general, but how did they add the other ones in? It would be very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm glad Pete Dunne's a heel again because that needed to happen. But I think it's not a lose-lose, but I think you definitely mess yourself up if you don't let Pat's team win this match because Pat already lost to Adam Cole. The Undisputed Era are already established. I don't think they lose anything from losing this match. They just don't. Whereas Pat McAfee's group is new. Like, even Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan, who I think are NXT Tag Team Champions, but still, they still got a lot to prove, I think, to the NXT audience. So, I think with that being said, with Pat having a lot to prove, and his tag team, of course, having a lot to prove. Pete Dunne doesn't have a lot to prove, but with those three at least having a lot to prove, and Undisputed Era kind of having that one up almost, I'm gonna have to go with McAfee wins. Yeah, McAfee seeing wins here. That's how I feel. Justin seems like he disagrees, so I'm gonna go with Justin.
Yeah, I do disagree because I really don't think that Pat McAfee's team is going to win here. Because, the UE, I feel like they've been kind of built like as the underdogs here, like with the heel team, Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne and Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. They've been, more of the heels here. And they just, and with the Undisputed Era just returning, yeah, they're not going to lose. They aren't losing.
And Casey looks like he disagrees. Casey.
Team Pat McAfee. How do you go against Pat McAfee? How? The greatest punter of all time on the Colts. I can't think of any other punters off the top of my head. So he's the best. And not just because he was on the Colts, but also because he was on the Colts. And he's freaking hilarious. My new thing, just in general, my new scheme of things is whoever's funniest, I'm picking. So Cameron Grimes, funniest, pick him. Pat McAfee, funniest, gonna pick him. Shotzi Blackheart, I'm sure she's funny. Gonna pick her. I don't think either of them are funny in the Oney Lorcan Timothy Thatcher match, but they
Oney Lorcan Timothy Thatcher. You mean Timothy Thatcher and I freaking forgot who he was facing. Ciampa. Yeah, you said Oney Lorcan.
I got so excited about the
Oney Lorcan.
Yeah, he's funny too. But Tommaso and I don't see either of them having senses of humor. I don't. So right there, you got to go with logic. But I'm gonna also. Side note, where's the NXT title? Where that though?
Yeah, where Finn Balor at though? I think Finn Balor should be. I mean, he should be on this team some way.
Where that though? Where?
He should have just defended the championship.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been really booked up to face anybody, like with these recent weeks.
Dare you not book the champion, le champion? How?
Chris Jericho?
No, real le champion.
And also another reason why I think that the Undisputed Era is going to win is because, like, unless they're going to move him up to the main roster, I wouldn't see, why have him lose here. And I don't know what they're going to do with the UE after this. Maybe go to Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown, whatever they choose to put him on the main roster. But I mean, who knows at this point?
I know.
Do you know though?
I do.
Alrighty. So that'll do it for our preview and review of certain shows that we did this thing here. Our review of Winter. I almost said Winter is cold. Winter is coming.
Winter is definitely cold. Yeah, you're right. Winter is cold.
Our review of Winter is coming. Our preview of NXT Takeover Wargames. So that'll do it for that. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys on whatever the next video may be. I'm not certain about what that's gonna be to be honest with you. But we hope you will join us whenever that time comes. Once again, if you're watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, blase, share. on either one of those platforms. You can listen to us as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and there's other ones I don't even know. There's so many platforms out there. Whatever your favorite is, we're probably there, possibly. And if we're not, you write them and you say the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast is not on this platform. I gotta know why. So then you can help us out. But nonetheless, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, we'll see you when that next time is.